Brief statement about tonight's game. Mike, if you want to go first.
I thought for the first 30 minutes, 35 minutes, we played as well as we played all year long. And then, Rodriguez got a goal, and that got them energized a little bit. And then, unfortunate bounce, Danny Linnell, the puck bounced over his stick, and Lane capitalized, and they got some energy. But probably the biggest thing in the third period was we just didn't kill penalties well. I think it was both teams were probably playing three lines, and maybe some of our guys got a little tired. We didn't have the energy we had early on in the game, but we just didn't kill penalties effectively. But I was proud of the way we kept playing. When Stephen Whitney scored to make it 5-3, and then we get the power play. We had some great chances there to make it 5-4, and I thought we played pretty good hockey there. And if we can play like we did those first 30 minutes, I like the way we'll enter the regionals.
Yeah, for those thoughts, I think it was almost two completely different games. First half, we were controlling a lot of the play, dictating the tempo, and then basically right from their first goal by Rodriguez, their bench got a huge lift, and it seemed that they started asserting themselves better than we were after that. So, and then their power play was very good down the stretch to extend the lead. But, it's a 60-minute game. Tonight it looked like it was two halves, the way it turned out.
Questions at this time for Pat Mullane? Andy in the front.
Andy Barron with Hockey Journal. Pat, what did you notice that was different about your team when things started to kind of go sour there?
Yeah, actually, first off, I'd just like to thank the TD Garden staff and Steve Nazaro. They've made my 4 years here pretty special, and I don't know where we're going to end up next week, but just the media that has covered us. For the last 4 years, you guys really promote this league, and we're thankful for that. I didn't see a huge change in our team. Obviously, I think in the first 35 minutes, I thought we played great hockey. We're up tempo, and we forechecked extremely well, and we made smart plays. We limited turnovers. And I think that that second half, it just kind of went down a little bit, and I don't know if we got complacent, but they got a few lucky breaks. We didn't catch those breaks, and I think we kind of got away from what made us successful in the first 35 minutes. But nothing changed. I don't think guys sat back. We still attacked, but maybe just the bounces didn't go our way tonight.
More questions for Pat? John in front.
Thank you. John Myers, also for Pat. How much do you think the players were energized by the knowledge that if they lost, that was Zach Parker's last game ever?
That's not something that we stress or use as motivation. Obviously, he's the legs he has is outstanding, and he's an unbelievable coach, and has done so much for this hockey community. So that's not something that we preach as motivation. I think the motivation in our room was to advance and to play the best game possible in order to get to tomorrow night and give us a chance to win a trophy. DC, we're often quoted saying trophy season, and we're not concerned with anyone ending someone's career. We just want to win trophies.
No, but I was asking, when you were playing BU, how much were their players energized knowing that if they lost?
I'm not sure. I didn't talk to them too much about it. I'm sure that that's something that was going through their minds, but I'm not sure how much. I know if it was Coach York's last game on the bench, I'd obviously be pretty motivated to play pretty well for him.
Brian?
Hi, Pat. Brian O'Connor, ESPN Boston. 2 years ago against Colorado College, season ends. Now you take one on the chin, but you've got another game. Is there a way that you can use this to motivate you guys?
Yeah, I think with every loss comes there's positives that come out of it. So obviously we played extremely well, like I said, for the first 35 minutes, and it's nice that although we lost tonight, we're still alive and we're still playing. We still have another game. Obviously, I don't know if we can say that next week if we come out and have a little letdown like that, but I think it's nice to be able to go back and have practice Monday and know that we can, take some lessons from that game and use them to get better and hopefully, limit those errors that we made tonight next weekend.
Anything final for Pat? Pat, you can head back to the locker room. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
More questions at this time from the BC coaches? Brian?
Mike and Greg, either one of you guys, in addition to the goals that you mentioned, there were a number of breakaways. I mean, Parker had some really big saves. So what was BU doing to string those guys?
I think they were just stretching guys, and that's part of their game plan, and we knew that. And sometimes there's ebbs and flows in the game, and Greg alluded to it earlier that they got some energy there off the Rodriguez goal and the Lane goal, and they started stretching guys, and a couple were good bounces, but credit to them. That's a style that they wanted to play, and that opened it up, and it got them going, and then they kept going with it. Now I did think that when we came out in the third period, we were going to be able to stem that, but unfortunately we had to kill that penalty early on.
Anything final for the coaches? Right here.
Jeff Cox, SB Nation. Do you regret not calling a timeout after you scored those 2 goals quickly?
We felt that they were one-hit plays. I don't think they kept the puck in our zone for a long time, and they really turned it. So we didn't feel like, and the bench was very positive, so we didn't feel like it was, that they were taking the game to us so much as they got 2 good strikes that were the short ones, and we didn't feel like we had to slow the momentum from them or try and regather our guys. Everyone still felt good, so we didn't thought about it a few times later when they were up 2, but not at that time. No.
One more, Dave, right here.
Dave Hendrickson, U.S. Kochak Online. Mike, can you just comment on at least the theoretical possibility of maybe Jerry and Jack facing each other in the Frozen Four based on things that could happen?
I take that. That means we're playing in the Frozen Four, so I'd be excited with that. I wouldn't have a problem with that at all. And I'm sure Jerry'd be excited by that too, because he'd be back behind the bench. But they have a good team, and they obviously have a good shot at winning. And by no means, I thought we played pretty well, but by no means am I taking any credit away from BU. They also played the second half of that game. They played a great game, and Sean McGuire made some big saves when he had to. But to answer your question, if we're playing them in Pittsburgh, I'd be pretty excited because it's just great getting to the Frozen Four. The next game, never mind the next 2 games, the next game we play is going to be a tough game. The first game in the regionals, you got to whittle it down to 16 teams, and all 16 teams can play. So it's going to be, an exciting game for us when we get to play next week.
Thank you, Greg. Thank you guys very much. Good luck in the NCAA tournament.
Thanks.